Just a gorgeous fall afternoon in the heart of Texas. No weather to speak of. Sun out, roof open. Yes, yes, and yes. A great day for football at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Denver Broncos and the Dallas Cowboys. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's 2nd down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Let's get some penetration here. Let's get some penetration.
They'll try the right side with Elliott. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8.
Showing it. Hey, switch gears. You go tight. You got tight right there.
To throw is Prescott. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
In your face. Check out. Check. Go.
First carry for Royce Freeman. And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. now the first carry here for Phillip Lindsay. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. Third down, he'll drop to throw. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up fourth down. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And this one goes angling out of bounds, and it will be spotted inside the 30-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals. All right? Number one goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number two goal is win your division. Number three goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can try to have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Now Elliott. Past the 20. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott, his 11th touchdown of the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out there, a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
2nd and 9 now. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. He probably feels like he cannot get a break. He was sacked 7 times last week. And here we go again in the first quarter.
And we always talk about the internal clock of a quarterback in the pocket and how he has to have a real keen sense of it in order to get rid of the football. After being sacked 7 times last week, that clock has been sped up.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the pressure gets to him again. DeMarcus Lawrence, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. The Broncos send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. .49-yard punt, 5 on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. And with the play clock reading 4, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 47-yard line.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Check. Crunch. Go. Get out there.
This is Elliott. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on 1st down.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up.
Here we go. 53, Mike. Let's go.
49, check 49.
Kill.
Here we go. Go to 54, line 26.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Out now comes the Cowboys punter, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And this will be taken at the 13. It'll be a 10-yard return following a punt of 45. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Hey. Who's that?
Now a carry for Lindsey. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
You got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Ready.
57 to Mike.
Hey, we got to get to the ball, team. We got to get to the ball.
Go.
Check 37.
Go.
Reset.
Defense.
On 3rd down, here's Lindsey. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. Third and medium, they opted to run instead of pass, and it worked. First down.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game, because that was his longest run of this contest.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down.
Well, it certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. 2nd and long. Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Check out route. Hot, hot. You got motion man. You got motion man right there. Over. Yeah, Jim. Mike's 5-4.
They'll set up a throw. Man open. He's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. They'll get 19 out of this, but it will still bring up a 4th down. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over at the spot of the placement. So now they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go.
A first down carry by Elliott.
Whip. Watch the whip.
The 20. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott, his 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. Now Crosby for the point after. And it's good to make it 14-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one taken from the 7. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10. at their own 28-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Robert Quinn. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
54, right there. 54, Mike.
Hey, check.
Over. Slant. Watch the slant.
Motion. Hey, watch that.
Back to throw. And that is incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
The Broncos send out their punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. And he uncorks a beauty. Best of the day. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. Prescott now from the 50. He finds Randall Cobb with a completion. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
Check. 47's the mic. 47's the mic.
We're going to 52.
Check tight. Kill. Check.
Switch it, hey.
Pressure.
Hey, check Mike 47. Check Mike 26.
A first down throw for Prescott. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Michael Gallup, that's who he was looking for, but it'll be second down.
Second and 10 at the 22-yard line.
So after the incompletion, second and 10 from the 22.
Check 52. Hey, kill. 26.
Now Prescott. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. So on third down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. This from 54 yards away. That's on target, but it's no good. He had it on line, but it came up just shy of the crossbar. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
2nd and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Oh, big dad, pick up. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Quit talking about it and bring it. Switch, switch. Hey, check nickel, nickel, nickel.
They'll try and run for it with Lindsey. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Let's get it.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. He's got his tight end Fant. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a 1st down.
1st down, Broncos.
Right there, 54, right there, right there. 54, Mike. Here it comes, here it comes. Hatchet.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And he'll take it across midfield to the 46-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play, and that's going to make it 2nd and 14.
Here we go. Line in.
53 is the Mike.
Here we go, here we go. Go to 54, go to 54. Line in.
Alert flare, flare, flare. Mike, 53.
Here we go, go to 54. Line in.
Stay with you.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Caught by Cobb. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
And now on third down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first.
I said we're going to 53.
SOS. SOS. SOS.
47. 26.
Prescott to throw it. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here.
Safety's creeping. 6 guys. Check 5.
First throw now for the backup lock. And he completes it to Westbrook. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
57's Mike. Mike 57.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
57's the Mike. Rock 57. Wild Bill. Wild Bill.
He'll look to throw. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his second of the game. Instead, fourth down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And, Charles, you'd have to think this is where you want to start taking some time off the clock.
Oh, definitely, because you got the lead, right? You take a good look up there and you say, okay, what do we need to do here? Well, you're not in full-out protect mode. You want to make sure you run it, throw it safe, take some time off, and eat it up.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They still playing. Here we go, 46. Y'all playing the wrong 26.
10th carry now for Elliott. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
Well, when you go from 2nd and 4 to 3rd and 3, that just tells you who won that battle on the last play, huh?
Yeah, first round went to the offense, second round the defense.
Here we go, 480.
Check 53's Mike. It's been a long day for you.
3rd and short yardage, Prescott. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Let's go. Let's go.
At their own 23-yard line.
Buddy up.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Brings up 2nd and 1 at the 32-yard line.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
I want that. Defense, give me that ball. Give me that ball, defense.
Save it.
Freeman again. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
A gain of 11 on the play. First down, Denver.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Anthony Brown there on the tackle.
We got three, fellas. We got three.
Second and 10 at the 43-yard line.
57 to Mike. 57. Coming to you. 57. Mike, 57.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 31-yard line. This quarterback now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Check nine.
They'll run with a former Tar Heel, T.J. Logan. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
Mike 57. Bandit. Check 3.
Check 50. Check 50.
Go. Here we go. Motion. Off.
They'll set up to throw. This is the tight end, Fant. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down. On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. So still over 3 minutes remaining in this game, but boy, not getting that when that hurt.
That's a little bit demoralizing, so they have to be careful about that because still have an opportunity if they can get some things done on defense. But now, since they've taken over on downs, a team with the ball, guess what? Going to 4-minute offense, maybe they can put this thing away.
Kill.
They start on the ground with Elliott. Into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, 79 yards. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. So what was already a game to remember becomes even more so as that touchdown run, a lengthy one, takes him over 200 yards now for the game.
And I love the fact that to get over 200, it took a pretty good sprint, didn't it? I mean, a lot of times you get 1 or 2 yards and oh, he's over 200 yards. But that really put an exclamation point on the game he's having. Fantastic. A lot of fun to watch.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
54 Mike. Watch the run, watch the run.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He rifles one that's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 47, and he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Kill.
They'll run on first down. Elliott. And he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's second down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all three still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. They're able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Prescott from the gun on third. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Levante David. And they have the
an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. DeMarcus Lawrence make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Now back to throw. He's going to let it fly. They've got his man. He'll drop to throw. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense is well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Get your swerve on. Bang, 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 bang.
On the carry, it's Logan. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Second down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now. They run again with Logan. Room here to run. And all the way home for a Broncos score. T.J. Logan, his first touchdown on the year. And the Broncos get a bit closer.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team. But I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Extra point from McManus is good, and they'll cut the lead to 21-7. So 2 scores down, time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And the Cowboys are going to secure the football, and with it, they'll just about secure the victory as well. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
53, Mike 53. Here we go. We're going to 53. Tight dog, tight dog, tight dog.
They'll go with Pollard here on first down. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Let's go, dude. Tighten up. Let's go, dude. Tighten up. Wide. Get wide. Watch twist. Watch twist.
They stay on the ground, but this time it's Elliott. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
And that is caught. Touchdown. Extra point try now for Crosby. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Let's go. The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time. He's coming. Go. Double up.
Mike 54.
Yeah. You don't want none.
Undercrush. Slam. Tighten up.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. And that'll set them back 5. And now after the delay of game, they're operating behind the stick, 2nd and 15.
You ain't got nothing.
He's checking. Crash. Showing up.
He'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And one of the whistles for a timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
Intended for Noah Fant. Incomplete. Brings up 4th down.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
You go tight. You got tight right there. That's it.
Go.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 28, and that will write a finish to this ball game. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the one touchdown, and that was all she wrote.
Almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me. Let's just talk about how they got it done, though. When you take care of every aspect of the game, shut down the run, control the airways, right? Make sure the quarterback is harassed. This type of performance you get. They can't fashion together any offense, no consistency, and they just took control.
So for the Cowboys, they close out this first half at a very solid 6-2. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Washington Redskins. Meanwhile, for Denver, the struggles intensify as they drop to 2-6 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire